This is your scientific process assignment. You are supposed to use the knowledge that you just gained of the scientific process to write a scientific process for the scenario below. You're going to be sure that you include a problem, a control, and in that an independent variable, dependent variable, what you would research, a possible hypothesis, and don't forget that you're writing your hypothesis in an if-then statement. You're going to do an suggested experimental procedure and how you would collect the data. When you're finished, you're going to turn this paper into your teacher, which you've already done so because you're watching this video. So now I'm going to show you what your answer should look like. Okay, so we're looking at the problem. And the problem is going to state a question. So what cleaner, we can put in parentheses, Lysol or Mr. Clean, will kill the most bacteria? Because bacteria is something that we can measure. We can look at bacteria colonies and grow them. So that's why we're going to use bacteria instead of using looking at viruses. Okay, so that's our problem. Now, our control in this situation, we need to think about what are we going to do. So the research that we're going to do, we'll skip down to that real quick. And we're going to see that here we're going to research Lysol, we're going to research Mr. Clean, we're going to research bacteria, how it grows, where it grows, how to measure amounts of bacteria on a surface. So we know how to create our experiment. Also with Mr. Clean and with Lysol, we're going to look at the ingredients. We're going to look at the directions for how to use, because we want to follow the directions. And so what we're going to see is that we would in this case, follow the directions, and the directions would be to put the cleaner on the desks and then wipe the desks. So for our control, we're just going to wipe the desks, and without any cleaner. For our independent variable, this is the thing that we're changing. So the independent variable would be the different types of cleaners, Lysol and Mr. Clean. The dependent variable is the thing that we're counting or measuring, and this would be the number of bacteria colonies from the desks. So let's say in our research we looked at how the different cleaners are, and we decided that, okay, Lysol to me seems like it's going to do more. So you might think it's Mr. Clean. It's up to you. This is variable here. Please ignore that bell. If Lysol is used to clean the desk, this is what we're doing. We're using Lysol to clean the desk. Then more bacteria will be killed. So if we do this, if we use Lysol to clean the desks, then this will happen. More bacteria will be killed. So what you're going to do here, and because we're not getting into the whole experiment here, what you would do to do the experiment, you choose desks, you clean some of them with Lysol, some of them with Mr. Clean, you choose some of them with just wiping it off. You'd take a bacteria count before you did any of that, and then you'd take a bacteria count after you did that. There's a whole procedure for that, which you're going to learn when you look at one of the questions. How would you collect the data? Well, we'd make a chart. To record the number of bacteria colonies present on the desks before cleaning and after cleaning. The control would still be wiping down a desk, but without a cleaner. And you should have something that's similar to this. If you don't have something that's exactly the same, as long as it's along the same lines, then you're on the right track.